Hello everyone, my name is Farshot, and welcome back to my Permadeath series for Guild Wars 2. This is going to be part 4. In episode 3 we completed the chapter 2 personal story missions, completed map completion for Brisbane Wildlands, and reached level 30. If you haven't seen episode 1 through 3, make sure you go back and check those out first. In this episode we're going to attempt to get Zarek to level 35. That's a little bit of a change from the previous episodes. It's starting to take longer to level, so I'm gonna do 5 levels per episode from now on. Alright, let's get into it. So I've done a little bit of Fashion Wars too, as you can see here. Usually I wouldn't waste transmutation charges while I'm leveling, but gotta flex a little bit for the video. I'm really digging this staff skin. I think it's pretty dope. I kind of have this like edgelord vibe I'm going for. It's pretty great. Okay, so I wanted to talk about my build a little bit. In a nutshell, I'm going for a minion mancing build. The idea is to summon a bunch of minions that will increase my DPS while creating a meat shield for me. Each minion also has an additional benefit. The Blood Fiend can siphon health, and I can sack him for a self heal. The Shadow Fiend, when I activate his Haunt skill, applies blindness, chilled, and weakness. The Bone Fiend cripples every 10 seconds, and when I activate Rigor Mortis, it immobilizes my target. The Flesh Golem is summoned by my elite skill. I can use charge and have it charge in a straight line, knocking down enemies in its way. It's really good for break bars and things like that for boss fights. I'm also running Spectral Grasp on my utility bar now. I was running an additional minion skill, but it got to the point where I didn't need that many minions, and I kind of like the utility of having this skill. It pulls 3 enemies towards me, so it can kind of ball them up, and then I can AoE them down. Alright, so the weapons I've been using. A little disclaimer, I typically use gear that's dropped from mobs. I don't buy stuff from the TP or from vendors when I'm leveling. I usually just use whatever happens to have the highest damage, regardless of what weapon it is, as long as I'm able to use it by my profession, that is. But that being said, I thought I would talk about what I like to have on my bar if it's an option. So I like using Staff right now. It's a good AoE weapon for me. It's Condi based. So what I'll do is I'll use skill 2 and then skill 3. If a bunch of enemies are balled up, and I can just kind of AoE them down. Skill 4 I don't use very often. It just transfers condis. It's not been super relevant in the lower levels. A lot of the lower level enemies don't put condis on you, and if they do, it's kind of rare. This has not come up a whole bunch, but in the later levels I think this will probably be useful. Skill 5 I've been finding pretty handy. It applies a 1-second fear and an AoE on up to 5 targets. So if I'm getting kind of scared, like a bunch of stuff is attacking me and my health's getting kind of low, I can put down that AoE fear. If everything run away from me, I can back up, and hopefully my minions will come in while I continue DPSing from range. Alright, so if I weapon swap here, I have an Axe main hand, Dagger offhand. I'm kind of digging this combo. Axe does really good single target damage. The auto applies vulnerability, making it so targets take 2% more damage per stack, and you can stack up to 25. Skill 2 does really good single target DPS, and does additional DPS for every stack of Vone on the target, so it synergizes nicely with Skill 1. Skill 3 is an AoE cripple, so this is nice for kiting. I'm able to AoE cripple and then run around and just slap stuff from range. And same as Staff, Skill 5, it's nice for when I'm feeling threatened. I can just put that AoE cripple down and then run away, and enemies aren't able to catch up to me. Alright, so Dagger offhand. Skill 4 is a 6-second blind and transfer 2 condis. It's pretty freaking good. If I see a big attack coming, I'm able to just apply blindness and they'll miss their attack and deal 0 damage. It's just nice to have another tool in the kit that allows me to negate enemy damage. Finally, Dagger 5. This guy inflicts bleeding and weakness. The bleeding's nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm after the AoE weakness. When weakness is applied, half of the target's attacks will be glancing blows, which are attacks that deal half normal damage. So effectively, this is a 25% damage reduction, applied to up to 5 targets. Alright, real quick, let's run through the specialization I chose. I chose Death Magic for my first one. This one seemed like the one that synergizes most with my minions, which are integral to my build. I will unlock 2 more as we continue to level. The next one's at level 45. You'll be noticing a trend here. A lot of these traits give me Death's Carapace. 1 stack of Carapace is an additional 20 toughness. For reference, right now I have 330 toughness. That is with a little bit of gear that gives me additional toughness, but you get a bunch of stacks of carapace, and each one gives you 20, so that ends up being a lot of additional toughness. Alright, here we go. Let's run through my choices here. Fleshmaster gives my minions more health, and I gain carapace for each minion I control. So that's a baseline of 8 carapace, because I always have these minions out, unless one dies for some reason and I'm waiting for the cooldown. Necromantic Corruption. Minions will deal more damage, and they take conditions from me, and they apply those conditions to my target. Death Nova. When me or my minions are downed, this creates a Poison Nova, which causes 3 pulses of damage and poison on up to 5 targets in the radius. That's pretty good. I haven't gone down yet in this series, so that hasn't been relevant. My minions on occasion go down, but that's not very, that's not very regular. What I really like is also when I kill foes, it summons another minion for me. So I can have up to 5 additional minions just from killing things. Which means more carapace, which means more things that might be downed and cause this poison nova. Alright, these are the traits that I had no say in. I just get these just because I chose Death Magic as my specialization. Armor Shroud, I gain 5 stacks of carapace when I enter Shroud, which is pretty frequently. Soul Comprehension, gain more life force just as a baseline, just from killing stuff or being around things that die. And then grants carapace every time I kill something. So there's more toughness. It just keeps ramping and keeps ramping and keeps ramping. Beyond the Veil, reduce Condi damage if I have more than 10 stacks of carapace, which I always do. That's just additional tankiness for me. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm going for. I want to be a tanky, unkillable, minion-wielding monster. The amount of carapace I get, giving me crazy toughness, on top of the other defensive skills, on top of being able to put out weakness, on top of my minions acting as meat shields, I feel pretty good. Honestly, I'm feeling kind of bad that I chose Necro. Maybe I made it too easy on myself, so in some ways it would be kind of disappointing if I made it to level 80 on the first try. Anyway, another disclaimer, obviously I am not the best at Guild Wars 2. There's probably a better build out there that someone can come up with. Don't think that I'm under any illusions that this is the best possible build for a leveling Necro. So I'm a complete moron and I forgot to talk about Death Shroud, like one of the most important aspects of playing as a Necromancer. So just real quick, this is what I do. So I'll go into Death Shroud, and then I usually hit the skill 5 here. This puts Torment on them, and then kind of does that burst damage at the end. And then I use a skill 4, and that's kind of like just ticks damage on them, and then steals life force. And then I'll auto every once in a while. Does pretty decent damage, and then the skill 3 is a pretty decent fear. It fears them away for I guess 2 seconds, so that's pretty decent. And then this number 2 applies chill, and then if I hit it again, well, if he wouldn't have died, if I hit it again, I would teleport back to him. So that's what's going on in Death Shroud. Does decent damage, but also you go in there in situations that you think that you might die because you get that additional health bar. So additional tankiness for us. Let me know if anyone has any suggestions for how I could change up the build. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, I may at some point change things up just to keep things fresh. But for the time being, this build is awesome for what I'm wanting to do. It makes me feel pretty safe. So much so that if I had to guess at what would kill me, my bet's on gravity. Falling off a cliff is my greatest fear. So let's talk about what Zarek has been up to. We map completed Gandarian Fields. I've always liked this map. There's a lot going on with it. It's pretty diverse in what it has to offer. There's a swampy area with the undead. There's centaur controlled areas where you're fighting the centaur and helping out the seraph. There's a pirate controlled area where you're fighting off pirates and things like that. The Vigil Keep is here. The start of the Shiver Peaks is here, so you're able to get into a snowy area and fight the Dredge and kind of help out the Norn. Just a pretty diverse map and experiences. So from here, I can either go north into more Centaur controlled land, or I can go east into the Shiver Peaks. So I need help from you guys. Please let me know in the comments what you guys would prefer seeing. I don't really have a preference, so just let me know what you guys would like to see. North into Centaur lands, or east into the Shiver Peaks. So just let me know. The map that you're seeing right now is Lorner's Pass. This is in the Shiver Peaks. This is what we would explore further if we go east. And the map I was recording the build demo in was the Harathi Hinterlands, which is the map north of the Gandaren Fields. So just let me know which one you guys think look better. Alright, there's another easy 5 levels taken care of. Let me go ahead and slash death like we do at the end of every episode. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this one. Let me know if you have any build suggestions, and don't forget to leave your comment telling me where to go next. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing so you're notified when I post my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I don't get a whole bunch of views, but seriously, every view means a bunch to me, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. But guys, I will catch you in the next one. See ya.